Welcome back to Bullet Catcher Gaming. This is, of course, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Now, today we are going to be bringing you a video which is all about bullet lore. Obviously, bullet lore has just been added into the game. We're going to have a look at it. We're going to test some theories out. We're going to test a few things out, see how well it works. If, of course, you have not used bullet lore as yet in your gameplay, or you haven't had a chance to play the update yet or anything like that, I will just explain briefly what the bullet lore does, and then we'll go in and look in a bit more depth of kind of how it works as such, and you know, what's the best way to use it, what it does and doesn't work on, things like that. So we're just going to kind of go from here. So I'm starting off right now, and I'll just show you how you, obviously the bullet lore is for drawing away an enemy from their position or from the group they're in. Oh, nearly spotted there. So here's one guy on his own. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw the bullet down. We've thrown it. Out he comes. You move him into position and now he's dead. So that's kind of how you draw one enemy out. Obviously everyone's going to be going, yeah, we know that. But you know, just for those people that don't know or haven't played it yet as such. So now we're going to try it on kind of one of the main things that I think it was made for, so groups of 2s and 3s to try and draw people out. So here is a group of 2. Now I've just thrown one. Had to just get out of the way for the helicopter. So if we have a look, right, so as you can see, he's moved forward and he's moving in to investigate. Now I threw it directly in front of him. The other guys stayed behind. One guy just comes on his own. Now obviously that is what bullet lore was kind of made for. Draw one guy out away from another group. So I've thrown it again, and this time he's kind of looked away and he's not that bothered. But now he moves towards it. He's having a look. There he is. He's like, okay. Now he immediately starts to draw back. Now there is a kind of time limit with this. If you throw it and then you throw another one too quickly, the second one doesn't register as such. It's like it has a certain set period of time. Now, what's interesting here is that if you notice, I threw that over his head, and now the other guy has reacted to it, and the first guy hasn't reacted to it. He's still standing there, and the other one moved forward. So that's quite interesting. So you can draw out different people at different times. So now I've thrown that right behind him. He's turned and he's just looking at it. So if you throw one and it's not within their visual eye line, so that is within his visual eye line, so he really should move towards it. There we go, off he goes. So if you throw one that lands behind them, sometimes they just kind of turn around and won't actually move in that direction. So if you're kind of doing stealth and whatnot, you really want to be able to kind of you really want to throw it in their eye line in a direction that you want them to go. So that's kind of how it works in a nutshell, in small groups, 1s and 2s. So then I thought to myself, right, okay, can I draw one guy entirely away from another guy? Now, yeah, you probably wouldn't need to do this. You just shoot them and move on. But I wanted to see if I could literally use bullet lore to lure one guy in a 2-man patrol completely away from the other guy until the other guy kind of left him or walked off on his own. Now I tried it a couple of times and it was a little bit frustrating, because sometimes, like I said, if you throw them too soon, they don't really kind of get the command, and then they stop and start walking back. Then you have to throw it again and you're kind of doing the same thing over and over. So I'm trying to get him to move up. So like I said before, trying not to throw it behind him, trying to keep it in roughly in his eye line without being seen, because what I want him to do is keep moving in the direction that he's currently going in right now. So there we go. We throw another one in front of him. So he's like, right, okay, he's going to go. The other dude is still standing there. So he's looking around. There we go. So he moves off. Now this took me a long time to get this to work. So I'm not going to show it all, but I'm going to just show you kind of roughly what you can kind of do with it with a little bit of patience. So he still keeps coming, but for some unknown reason I think I threw that one a bit too high towards the shoulder. He started coming towards me, so I've had to throw another one to get him to turn round. He doesn't necessarily always move towards it. Like I said, you throw them behind them, they just seem to turn round, so you have to kind of bait them back again. It really is better to keep the bullet casing in front of them all the time, but sometimes they'll surprise you and do random things. It's kind of odd like that. They'll just, you kind of think, what are they doing? So this one is thrown behind him and he stopped and looked, but a lot of the time that does not happen, especially if it's quite close to them. But this guy, he does take the bait and he keeps moving off, and he's starting to get further and further away from the other guy. As you can see, he's getting a little bit close to me. I thought he was going to spot me here, but obviously he hasn't. So he wants to always turn around and move back towards his buddy. That's what they always do. I've tested this a few times, so I kept trying to keep him away from his buddy over and over and over again. And like I said, I'm not going to show it all. I know it's going on for a little while, but I just want to show you what actually happened when I managed to keep him away. I got him to move far away enough. His buddy's still there. I got him to keep moving far and far enough up that this, I believe, is in a moment. Let's see, he was just going to go back, so I had to stop him from moving back again. It's like, no, 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 no. Do not go back. Come back this way. Come back this way. Right, okay, so he's I've drawn him back again, obviously, and we're waiting now for him to move back. Here he comes. So basically I just kept doing this over and over and over again, and in the end I managed to get him to walk off so far that his friend gave up. So I killed his friend, and that was it. Yeah, I walked him all the way up the road, but it would have taken me about 15 minutes worth of time to do it. So anyway, now I thought I'd test it against some wolves. So I found a patrol of wolves. There were 4 of them. I think there was actually starting with 3, and then a random one appeared. I don't know where he came from, but I think there was 4 over there behind this tree, and I thought, right, let's try it in a group. Now, when I threw it into the group, I tried this multiple times with different groups as well. When I threw it, for some reason with the wolves, and I think I tried this on 3 separate occasions, they only ever sent one person after me. Well, not one person after me, but one person actually trying to, go after the whatever the noise was. It was really weird. They literally only ever sent the one guy. It didn't seem to matter where I threw it. It was just the one person over and over and over again. Now, this specific guy really did kind of prove to me that you really have to kind of get it in eye line, because when I tried to throw it behind him over the rock in the first instance, I don't even think it kind of registered. But I had to really throw it out in front here so he could see it. And yeah, so the wolves were really odd. They're completely different. They came across as very different to everybody else. I don't know why. I'm going to have to test that further. So we found a heavy, and I thought, like, let's give him a go. I had Darkest Night on at this point, so I thought you wouldn't be able to see much, so I've put the White Hot on. So obviously, yeah, there you go. Look, you can see how dark it is. So what was interesting about him is that once again, if you throw them behind him, he doesn't really kind of know how to react. But once again, you throw them out in front of him and he will react just like everybody else. So he's got his back turned there, but he did hear it. Now, once again, like I said, he's heard it, he's turned, and now he's starting to walk towards it. But not in a direct line. If you throw behind, they tend to just kind of turn mainly and then be very wary. Now I've thrown that in front of him, and he's spotted that instantly, and now he's going off again. So yeah, the bullet law works obviously on wolves, even though it's a bit weird. That could have just been random though. It works really well on heavies, as you can see, but this also proves as well, if you ping it off of a wall or something nearby, I think they react quicker. I think they get a better reaction though. Saying that, I think I threw that one there bit too quick, because he didn't react on that second time. But yeah, there you go. So heavies, that works on them, no problems whatsoever. So then I thought, okay, 2 heavies. What about 2 heavies? So I found myself 2 heavies. Now, what I thought here is can I get somebody, as I made 2 people split up from each other, can I make 2 people enter a building? So if you're clearing a base, for example, could I kind of almost drag people into a building to clear my path if you didn't want to kill them? Especially heavies, you might go, oh, I don't want to shoot them, or if there were 2, one gives the other one away, kind of thing. Now, as you can see, I'm throwing them in here, but this big dude is blocking the other big dude. I think eventually he does get in, but once again, the bullet law, I was only working on one of them and didn't work on the other one. It didn't matter how many times I threw it, it was just the one guy going in, and the other guy was just standing there. Didn't want to know, didn't really pay much attention at all. Whereas if I split them up, which I did previously, which is not on this, then I could move them around however I wanted. But there you go. So, and here's the really fascinating one. I used it on a drone, and it spotted me. I honestly didn't think this would work. It actually didn't spot me. Look, used it, sent it absolutely crazy, and this thing goes berserk. This thing goes absolutely crazy. He knows that something's going on. And look at him. I thought I'd been spotted there, and then I thought he was going to run me over, but he doesn't actually ever get to the point where he runs me over. Look at that. He's crazy. He's mad. So, and this also works on behemoths too. I was going to put that in, but I didn't want to make the video like ridiculously long, because it is only about bullet law after all. But I just thought it was fascinating. It works on the drones, it works on all the soldiers, but for some reason wolves only seem to be a bit more, I don't know. I mean, like there's 2 wolves actually. Look, so I throw another one, sets them all off, sets the drone off, the wolves off. Both of them stopped, but only one of them reacts. Look, so one's reacted, the other one doesn't. I found that with all the wolves. And it's always the same guy, whereas on like normal sentinel soldiers, as I said earlier, depending on how you throw it and where you throw it, they'll send different ones. But wolves, no. But anyway, so yeah, that's the bullet law. I did try it on vehicles, and it doesn't work. I did have one vehicle stop slightly once, but I actually think that was just a tiny glitch in the game. I tried it on about 25 different vehicles with open top. I even threw one, and it actually bounced off the turret gunner's head, and nothing. So I just don't think they've programmed that in for it to work, but it's strange that it does work on drones. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, give you a little bit more insight about how the best way to use this. Thank you very much for watching. We hugely appreciate it. And we will see you very soon. We've got Discord on the front of the YouTube channel. If you want to join, click the link, in you come. Loads of good stuff going on there. But until the next time, as I said, thank you so much for watching. We massively appreciate it. Take care, and bye bye.